What's up, guys? This will be episode 1 in a whole series of talking about how to shoot better photos in the field. So it'll be an educational series about how to use your camera better, regardless of what camera you have. But before we get into all of that, this episode is going to be about my camera kit currently, what holes I still need to fill, and lenses I'll be looking to rent and use and that kind of thing. But before we get into all of that, I wanted to thank today's sponsor. I wouldn't be able to do this without Canon Camera and Bedford Camera. They helped collaborate on this series, and they sent me some gear to use for the next 12 months and help create educational content so all of you watching these videos can shoot better photos in the field. So if you happen to be shopping for some new camera gear, be sure to head over to Bedford Cameras, do a little shopping online there. They have been a proud supporter of the outdoors and specifically the hunting industry, sponsoring things like the Badlands Film Festival at Archery Trade Association show. And the people behind both brands understand the importance of hunting, fishing, outdoor recreation, and what that means to all of us that like to take photos. So let's just dive right in. So everything in front of me is going to be Canon camera gear. Only makes sense that I'm rocking the brand that is helping support this series. So first up is my camera body currently. This is the R6 Mark II from Canon. It is a sweet little body. I had a chance to kind of borrow one of these last spring during turkey season. And so every single photo from last spring came from the Canon R6 Mark II. As far as holes in my kit, I do need a backup body. And actually, this will become my backup body or second body, not so much a backup. But I do want to order the new R5 Mark II. A little bit higher megapixels for some of the things that I need to do in photography. I just need a little bit beefier camera body. And so between the R6 Mark II and that new R5 Mark II, I will be able to do anything that I need to do. Originally, Canon and Bedford just sent me 2 lenses with this body. So a 15 to 35 millimeters. So you have your wide telephoto. This is a sweet little setup. This is an f2.8, so pretty fast lens. Great for things like astrophotography, wide angle shots, like super wide, kind of telling a whole story in a single frame, as well as being able to punch in a little bit to that 35 and still have a nice, clean, crisp shots with that 35 millimeter at that 2.8 range. The other lens that Canon sent me was the 70 to 200. This is also an f2.8. So this one, obviously, 70 millimeters to 200 millimeters. So giving you a pretty decent telephoto lens. Obviously, this is one of the workhorse lenses that's in every kit for basically anybody who shoots photos in anything hunting, fishing related. It's definitely in a kit of a lot of other photo pursuits, but I know for sure that people who are shooting for brands and doing that kind of thing, a lot of them will have a 70 to 200 in their kit. So I ended up buying a couple lenses after I got the original kit to fill in a couple holes, one of those being just the nifty 50. So this is a 50 millimeter, super inexpensive lens, but it's a f1.8. So pretty fast lens. It does shoot pretty dang good photos. I will eventually upgrade to something with a faster f-stop, something in the L series, just giving a little bit higher quality to the lens elements. But if you're just getting started out, and that's really what I want to focus on in this series, is learning to do more with less. And so a nifty 50 is something that everybody should have in a kit. It makes for very cool photos, video clips, gives you a lot of depth of field in the photos. But yeah, that nifty 50 is a pretty sweet little lens to carry around, and it's nice and lightweight, and you can get very creative, and it doesn't really add much when you throw it in the pack. And then the fourth lens that I have right now is a prime 35. So this is a fixed 35 millimeter, but this is an f1.4. Now, the reason I like this lens is, if you didn't already know, 35 millimeters is as close to matching what we see with the human eye. So when you are looking at a scene with your own eyes, the 35 millimeter typically captures something very close to that. So it's very pleasing to the viewer when you shoot a photo with a 35 millimeter. And with that f1.4, you can get a lot of cool low light stuff. And it's like almost like buttery is the way I would describe kind of the look and feel of a 35 1.4. As far as holes in my kit, so I definitely need a more workhorse lens, and Canon makes quite a few of those. I could do a 24 to 105, an f4. I could do a 24 to 105 2.8, which they just came out with, which is a beefy lens. It's just about as big as the 70 to 200, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. And what I mean about workhorse is it's a lens that's going to give you kind of that wide angle for stuff you need to shoot when you're maybe filming an interview or trying to get an establishing shot of, say, camp or getting in the truck, or all the things you need, but it also gives you a little bit of range to punch in, as you know, if you're trying to get a little bit closer to your subject just with the camera lens. And then the other one that I definitely need is a longer telephoto. I have used the 100 to 500 in the past. That takes great photos. It's a beefy lens, but the other one I have looked at, and because I don't use a big telephoto all the time, the one I have been looking at is a little less expensive than the 100 to 500. It's a little higher f-stop range, so you're going to have to push the ISO a little bit higher, especially if it's low light. But the 200 to 800 millimeter is very intriguing to me because if I'm shooting photos or filming things on, say, a rifle hunt, or if I'm trying to get good photos or video clips of a deer or an elk or any type of animal in the wild, having that 800 millimeters will help me kind of push out and get a little bit closer to my subject without completely breaking the bank. So for now, this setup, the camera and the 4 lenses, has served me really well over the past few months. I'm kind of getting reunited with the Canon family and doing a lot of research on what's next. I'm excited to fill in more, and I'm also excited to bring you more episodes in this series. I'm going to start with the very basics. And so everything from like, what is f-stop, what is ISO, what is shutter speed. We're going to start at real basics. So if you are a more advanced shooter and you're looking for more advanced tips, maybe pop back in here or subscribe to the YouTube channel here, or follow me on Instagram or X or any of the platforms where I'll be posting this stuff. Follow me there, because as I go, I will get more in depth on photo tactics in the field and how to be a better photographer. Now, this isn't even necessarily simply something for people who are trying to get into the industry. We're all out there trying to preserve memories for future, to be able to go look back and have memories of successful hunts or successful trips, or just like really stuff that's going to be nostalgic down the road, whether that's deer camp with the family or your first hunt with your mom, or all of these things that you want to have better preservation of that memory. Understanding how to run your camera, whether that is a prosumer style camera like the R6 Mark II, your iPhone, or whatever camera you have in between, you can use all of these tips to shoot better in the field. And I hope that that will help you in your journey to becoming a better photographer. As I grab more lenses or try out more lenses, rent more lenses, I will do little snippets on that and why I am using those lenses in particular. But be sure to subscribe, because going forward, I'm going to teach you everything from how to shoot astrophotography to how to shoot a collection of photos for a brand, all of those types of things. I'm going to try to kind of spill my knowledge into all of you so all of you can do better going down the road. Thanks for watching this one. I will see you on the next one shortly.